And hello, everyone. It's Antony Scandale here again. Today, I'm the author of Let Go, a Little Guidebook to Freedom, also a speaker and a coach. And I'm so grateful to be doing another podcast here for you for episode 2 of season 2. And it is spring in 2018 here in my city of Victoria, BC. It's a little bit cloudy and drizzly. And, you know, it got me to thinking that I have to go through my closet and go through some of my stuff and get rid of some clothing that I may not need and, you know, perhaps give to charity or to someone who may need it. But my guest here today is Linda Ferguson, who at the age of 10, she learned how to sew. Yes, that's right, using a sewing machine and also with, you know, needle in hand, so to speak. But she's now a fashion designer, educator, and stylist who help women transition to be the best they can possibly be. So, in other words, she empowers confidence and courage to every woman she meets. And Linda, welcome. How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you.
Excellent. I do understand the importance of a makeover, and you have this wonderful project called From Frump to Fabulous. How did that come about?
Well, as a fashion designer, I used to hold events. And I used to hold events about every 6 weeks for women, teaching them how to transition from frump to fabulous. And that would be women that are, you know, changing careers or they're going into a different sector in the business world. So that's how that transitioned. And then women came after me and said, you know, Linda, you should do this as an event. And so now we have our first Frump to Fabulous event where it will go from, starts next week and then it'll go to September, where we select 2 women and you submit online. And the idea being is we know that when women are dressing their best, when they have their hair done, when they're educated on how to wear makeup appropriately, when they know what their body type is, that they feel empowered and more confident to take on the challenges of the day.
Right. You know, it's interesting. When we talked a couple days ago, I was on Instagram yesterday. We were sort of talking about about confidence and that kind of thing. But on Instagram, I saw someone post, "Confidence is the best outfit."
Yeah, bingo.
What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, totally. It really does. People can feel the energy and the confidence level that you are projecting when you enter a room.
Right.
And people are attracted to that. And if you are a woman in business, you want to attract those kind of people. You want to do business with people. So the idea being putting on an outfit that radiates your own personality, that says, this is who I am, let's do business, I'm fun to do business with. This is what we all want in life. Right. And but people don't realize that in 30 seconds, you will be assessed whether or not people think you're a professional, people think that you're knowledgeable in your field, be it right or wrong. This is what the human brain does. So when I teach women just simple basics about what they need to have in their wardrobes, things to go out into the business world, it really is them coming forward and saying, you know, I can help you in whatever field, you know, they are engaged in. And just by them feeling more confident in their appearance allows them to go out into the business world and be much more successful.
Right. That's excellent. And, you know, it's interesting because I know that there are some people out there right now, especially with it being spring, you know, we're kind of thinking, it's spring, do some spring cleaning, you know, why not go through your closet? But what would you say to someone who is sort of on the fence to get a makeover? What would you suggest to them?
My suggestion would be, what is holding you back? I have many women come into my studio and they tell me that, I've been meaning to come to you, but I wanted to lose 20 pounds and I wanted this to happen in my life and all of these excuses. But at the end of the day, you still have to get dressed every day. You still have to go to work. So really, we have to work on ourselves today. And then if we lose 20 pounds, we'll address that when we lose 20 pounds. Because really, it's all about baby steps. A transformation, it's difficult to take on a transformation in a day. This is why our Frump to Fabulous makeover is held over several months, because we know that if you try something new and you do that for 30 days, you're more or less likely to adapt that new habit. So if we have a new hairstyle, we do that for 30 days, awesome. Then we're going to educate women on makeup colors, because we each have either a warm or a cool tone in our skin tone. And so certain makeup colors look best on some body skin types and different colors on others. So teaching them how to do that. And of course, that we'll try that for another 30 days. And then we'll gradually go into body type. We'll go into clothing styles that best suit their body type, and et cetera, et cetera. Mm-hmm.
Right. So what about if someone does go through their closet and they're thinking, okay, well, I'd like to get back into this, maybe it's a pair of jeans or a dress or something like that.
Well, the thing is, everybody needs to have a great pair of jeans in their closet. We just need to have jeans that fit us well.
Right.
And so the female form changes every decade. So it's understanding that, And I never say no to that, because that's all part of who we are in our casual wear. Mm-hmm. What I find most challenging is when I go into women's closets and I find a heck of a lot of black. And again, you can only have so much black. Yeah. And the other thing that I find a lot of is yoga pants. And you can only have so many yoga pants. So it's understanding that color brings color up to your face, and it also brightens your personality. And people are attracted to color. So if you're not a color person, you can add accessories that have color. You can have a scarf that has a print in it that adds color. But when somebody wears black on black on black on black, that's very uniform-like, and it doesn't come off that you're approachable and warm and people want to engage in you. And that applies for men as well, Antony.
Yeah. Because I say because I do have a lot of black stuff in my clothing, not my clothing, but in my closet. I do wear a lot of black. I mean, for me, it's such an easy thing, right? It's just because I guess it's that whole thing that black pretty much goes with everything. But it's I don't want to look like I'm going to a funeral every day, right? So
That's right. So for men have the option of pocket protectors, ties, shirts that are a little different, interesting belts that match their shoes. So I find it really interesting. Men get into a rut, a very conservative rut, and then it doesn't express any of their personality. And when a man automatically tweaks it a little, he gets all these compliments, and he goes, oh my God, all he did was add a floral pocket square. And he's really surprised at the compliments he's getting. But women notice.
Yes, they do.
That brings out your personality. And that's also a great starting off point as far as having a conversation.
Right.
People love to be complimented. And when you see something that someone is wearing, you approach them and you say, wow, that looks really good on you. I love that color on you. That's a great tie. And that's a jumping off point, that it's a neutral point where you can engage with someone that you don't know.
So with me today is Linda Ferguson, and I thank you again for joining me, Linda. We're going to continue on here with a couple more questions for you, if you wouldn't mind. If someone today, if they can't get a hold of you, what is one of the easiest things that they can do to start the makeover process for themselves before they go out and reach out and talk to you?
one of the basic things that men and women should both have is the basics in their wardrobe. So I often use the analogy, when you move out of your parents' home and you move into your new apartment, you have a kitchen and you have the basics in your kitchen, that you need to work with to get by every day when you're preparing meals. The same thing happens when you have a closet. You should have the basic staples. I call it Wardrobe 101. And on my website, lindafergusondesigns.com, there is, you can subscribe and you will get that Wardrobe 101, which is very easy to implement into your day. So basically, it just gives you a list of the things that you should have. So one thing would be a classic white shirt for men and for women, and with white shirts, they need to be changed often because of perspiration stains sort of underneath their arms and also around their neck collars. Be cognizant of that. And a good quality one. You can always tell a good quality shirt, not just by its price, but also taking the shirt when you're shopping and holding it up to the light in the store. If it's really transparent and you can see through it, it's a poor quality cotton, because cotton is because there are very many different qualities of cotton, and so it's understanding that a pure cotton that has it comes from Egypt or the state of Florida, they have excellent cotton, and a lot of those are made into sheets.
Gotcha.
So it's understanding the difference. So when people say, well, on the label it says 100% cotton, but there are variables to cotton. So when you have a stronger cotton with a polish, it will last a lot longer as opposed to a cheaper. So I'm all about educating my clients on buying quality garments, paying a little more initially, but they will last longer over time. Then you have less in your closet, but the products are a much higher end garment.
I just learned something from you. I had no idea that there are different kinds of fabrics, and especially in terms of like the cotton. Like I had no idea. Because now when I go shopping, I definitely use that tip.
Oh yes, and Antony, men's shirts have to be one of the highest grades of cotton out there on the market. So I tell many of my clients that have my female clients that are swimmers and bodybuilders, they have very wide shoulders. They have difficulty getting shirts. So I tell them to go to a men's store, buy a men's shirt, because you size a shirt up by your shoulders, because that never changes over your lifetime. The size of your body will change from your shoulders to your hips. All of that for a woman will move around, but the shoulder stays the same. So if you have a men's shirt and you get it tapered by a tailor, that's an excellent quality shirt for a woman who has broad shoulders.
That's another good tip. I hope people are taking notes here, because this is great. Again, I'm speaking with Linda Ferguson, and she's great at what she does in terms of not only making you feel good about yourself, but she's really empowering people to change just a little bit of your appearance, and things can go a long way. Linda, again, thank you for being with me today. And I hope we can do this again sometime.
I would love to.
But I have to say though, because you have the Frump the Fabulous, that is going to end in September. So was it April, the end of April, or I think it's April the 12th is when you have to choose your last contestant? Yes. Okay.
We're going to choose 2 models on April the 12th, and then take them through to the middle of September, the 12th of September, and then that's when we'll have the big reveal.
You did excellent. And you know what I think we should do is that when we get down to September, we'll touch base, and I'd like to hear what happened and how that person is feeling, because I can already tell. And that the person who's going to basically win is going to... No, you're not just winning a contest. You're winning back your life, so to speak.
Very much. You're going to the next chapter, and that's huge for people. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you again, Linda.
Oh, you're very welcome, Antony. It was a pleasure.
Yeah, and I can't wait to talk to you again soon.
Alrighty. Take care.
All right. Take care. Thank you.
You're listening to
Antony Scandale.
Ignite your inner power and watch your world change.